There's a famous short story about people living in the tucked away apartments of Grove Court in Greenwich Village, written 100 plus years ago, called The Last Leaf by O. Henry. It's 1907, so the village is littered with artists, and according to the story, there are at least 3 painters living in Grove Court, 2 young ladies living on the top floor, and an older gentleman living downstairs, who had for decades been talking about painting his masterpiece. He was going to paint a masterpiece, and he just never picked up his brush. So one cold and rainy winter, one of the ladies upstairs comes down with pneumonia, which was a leading cause of death at the time, and she is hopeless. She's lying in her bed upstairs, looking out the window, watching leaves fall from a tree that's growing up the adjacent building. And she convinces herself that when the last leaf falls from that tree, that will be the last day for her too. Now, the older artist who was visiting them at the time, he was actually posing for the 3rd painter at the time, dismisses the idea as entirely ridiculous. The doctor had even said the best thing she could do was to keep her spirits up. But that night, there's a horrible storm. She goes to sleep positive that all the leaves are going to fall off that tree and she will not wake up. So she goes to sleep, but then she wakes up. She looks out the window and there is a leaf. There's one last leaf still on that tree. And she thinks, all right, well, I got one more day. Fine. So she goes to sleep. Again, wakes up the next day, and again, the leaf is still there, one more leaf. So, okay, one more day, goes to sleep, wakes up again, and the leaf is still there. And she starts to think, man, if that leaf can make it through all of this wind and terrible weather, maybe I can make it too. Now, this is where I'm going to say spoilers. So if you don't want to know the ending, you are absolutely welcome to read it online for free. Just Google O. Henry Last Leaf. It'll come right up. So she actually does get better. She starts to feel a lot better. Takes a little while, but she starts to feel like she wants to go downstairs and visit that painter friend of hers. But he has gotten terribly sick. Pneumonia. Because the night of that storm, he finally picked up his brush. He went outside in the rain and the cold. He got himself up there somehow, and he painted that last leaf onto the side of the building so that from her perspective, it would never fall. He does not get better, but he does die happy, having finally painted his masterpiece. It is a lovely story and a lovely home. If I could live there, I would never leave.